I remember looking at the trees, and it was all nighttime, so because she lived right under a mountain, you would see the fireflies in the trees, and it was so magical. It literally looked like golden fairy dust just shimmering in the forest, and I just remember staring at it for hours, and I couldn't fall asleep because I would look up and I would see all these stars and constellations, and then like I look at the trees and it's like golden stars, golden pixie dust, and it looked like Tinkerbells for centuries. And that was just such a big contrast to my life in New Jersey, which is where I lived then. First time I met them, we were road tripping down and we passed by Pennsylvania and we saw like all these people selling food. Then we realized it was like an Amish like fundraiser kind of thing. Then we saw like these kids playing on a play set and my mom was like, hey, you should go play with them. So she literally like shoved me over to the play set and she was like, go make friends. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we exchanged addresses and became pen pals. So we've been pen pals for about 12 years now, I think. Yeah, I think there's definitely more of an adjustment for me every time I go back. Even just living there, one of the biggest things that I had to get used to, it sounds so stupid, but getting used to not having a light switch. You know, for us, every time you walk into a room when it's dark, it's so natural. You just feel around like the left wall or the right wall, and there's supposed to be a light switch. And I remember one of the most jarring things when I stayed there for the first few years was walking into a dark room, like feeling for the light switch and then realizing, oh wait, they don't have any lights. I remember the last time I went, it was so hard for me because I didn't realize how addicted to my phone I was until I like put it down because I didn't want to keep on taking it out because it's just like, well, I'm talking to her. You know, I want to be in that conversation with my friend and her family. And my phone just didn't have a place in her world. So I remember putting that down and I was so much more aware of my surroundings. I could look at the mountains instead of just Instagramming it, you know, Instagramming the sunset and being like, oh, that's great, like, let me move on to my next thing. But yeah, now that it's older, sometimes it's harder to find issues that we both connect on in the same way just because we've seen so much, but like in such different worlds. But I think when we do find those points of connection, you find something really beautiful. Like a lot of times, like you still find the same things about humans. Like you still appreciate the same beauty in people and communities and families.